Welcome to the Aging Better podcast brought to you by Jazda Care. I'm your host, Evan, and in this podcast, we're looking at all things aging and especially living well.
My name's John Riley and I'm an aged care physiotherapist, been working in the industry for over 30 years, and our podcast is all about longevity and quality of life.
So let's explore how we can age better together.
Welcome.
Hello, how are you going? We're very excited to be back with another episode of the Aging Better podcast, and I think we're about to level up.
We are totally leveling up.
We have tried to be informative. We have tried to introduce you to some interesting concepts and ideas, but now we actually are bringing in science to support it. Like not just us having opinions and ideas, but we are bringing in an actual professional, a scientist, and someone who is a specialist in the particular area we're talking about. And how did you find out about this, John? What's going on?
Well, I met our special guest. I went to an event where she was speaking, and I must say I was encouraged to come along by my wife, Anita, who's an OT, that Lauren is a neuroscientist, and I'm going to be talking about things about the brain. And I thought, okay, that's great. This will be good. Let's go along. And I was shocked that right from the get-go, Lauren started talking about dementia, which is right in our wheelhouse in the Aging Better podcast. And the information was just fantastic and her presentation was amazing. So we thought, come on, we got to do this.
So now do we do the you sort of hinted there.
I did.
But we have the one and only Lauren Dewsbury, who is a cognitive neuroscientist. And the focus is on brain health, dementia, neuroimaging, and the application of nutrition and lifestyle for cognitive performance. Wow. Like even just saying that, I feel smarter. So, so we're looking forward to hearing what she has to say. We're especially looking forward to looking at different ways that we can look to change our lifestyle with our brain in mind.
Definitely.
And so we're very excited. Can we welcome Lauren to our podcast today? We're very excited to have you. And the crowd goes, wow.
What an introduction. Thank you both. Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you here. Thank you very much for taking time out to be with us. And I think, as Evan said there, your presentation is very practical and extremely proactive. So I thought this is right in our wheelhouse. It's exactly what the type of things that we want to be talking about and informing our listenership. And we've got a few points to go through today, and we're actually going to break it up into a few different episodes along the way as well. So thank you so much for being here. It's exciting to have you on board, and we're looking forward to the discussion.
Just before we get into the meat and potatoes of the main subject that we want to talk about, there was a thing when I was reading up about you, I found out that you also are a research scientist at Vita Glow. And you work in the area of research towards ingestable beauty brands. Now, I don't know what ingestible beauty is, but I know I need some of it, whatever it is.
Where do we sign up, actually? Yeah.
How do I get
half
some
of
of
the
that?
table?
Yeah.
We can talk about this.
Okay.
We can talk about
Good.
this offline, gentlemen, but ingestible beauty is all about supporting your skin and different beauty concerns that you might have from the inside. So just like we can support our bodies with different supplements to help them work better, we can do the same for our skin and for our beauty concerns as well. And collagen is one thing that we talk a lot about, and you may have heard some research about collagen and how it's beneficial, not just for the skin actually, but for joints and cartilage and tendons and bones, which I know that you speak a lot about on this podcast. So go for the collagen, Evan. That's the magic.
That's what I was thinking in
That's a
advance.
straight tip.
I was thinking that. And I'm taking notes.
Good.
All right, so we don't want to beat around the bush too much. We want to get to this topic of the day, and it's your area of speciality as well. So dementia is very complex. A lot of people don't know a lot about it, and I don't think we fully understand what it means. So can you just, in simple terms, explain what dementia is, and for someone who doesn't know much about it?
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. And just to double click on something that you said, I think because people don't know a lot about it, that adds to the fear element. It's the unknown. But dementia is not really a single disease. It's actually a collection. It's a syndrome. It's a collection of symptoms that then lead to the changes that we see in memory and mood and thinking and behavior. And so we can think about it as an umbrella term, really. Dementia, in the same way we say exercise, well, there's many different types of exercise. Dementia is similar. So there's many different types of dementia. We know Alzheimer's disease, that's the most common form of dementia, makes up about 70% of cases. And then we have other less common forms like vascular dementia, which is more to do with inadequate blood flow to the brain, and frontotemporal dementia as well, which is a little bit different whereas the other forms, there are changes to memory and thinking, cognition mostly. Frontotemporal dementia is more around changes in behavior and language. So that might present as, inappropriate social behavior, for example, and that can often emerge a little bit earlier. But fundamentally, it's, these changes to memory, thinking, which then will impact somebody's ability to engage in just everyday activities of life.
It's a shocking thing to know that dementia is the leading cause of death for females in Australia. It's close for males as well. Coronary heart disease is for males, but it's amazing that over time that it's crept up. It's becoming more of an issue. People are having more of a focus on it, which is a good thing. I think for many years it was a thing that was kind of pushed away, tucked away, people in nursing homes over there in the back end of the suburbs sort of thing. And having worked in aged care for many years, it's great to see that there's conversations around this and excellent to have you on board as well, to have a real clinical look at it and also a very practical look at the things that we can do before we have any diagnosis or before there's any sign of those things happening. So, we're looking forward to those points that you're going to bring out.
So what's sort of happening in the brain? I mean, I know you outlined that there's a number of different forms that this can come in, but can you give us an idea of what's happening in the brain that this would come out in people?
There's a lot of different things happening in the brain. And just to build on what you said, John, I love that there's this emerging conversation starting to happen. And why it's so important is because although we start to see people have a diagnosis in their 60s, the average age is about 65, although it can happen at any time. Whilst we see the manifestation of that then, these symptoms are starting decades before, 10 to 20 years before this pathology is starting to happen in the brain. And we see brain cell damage. The communication between brain cells is impaired. We see neuroinflammation. We also see changes to the mitochondria. So the mitochondria are these little organelles that we have in every single cell of our body, and they produce cellular energy. So when they start to become dysfunctional, the brain starts to have trouble producing enough energy to meet its demands. And as a result, neurons start to die and different brain regions are impacted, which is then where we see those symptoms emerge. So particularly brain regions that are responsible for learning and memory consolidation. So there's a lot of different things happening in the brain that then result in these clinical symptoms that we see.
Wow.
So one of the challenges is that, for a long time, people have just seen it as, just people getting old.
Yes.
Senility.
Yeah,
It's like a natural
it's just,
thing
this is
that's
just
going
what
to
happened.
happen.
They're just getting, they're just, losing their memory a little bit. Is there more than that? Like, what's going on?
That's a really common misconception, actually, that cognitive decline is just a normal part of aging. And age is probably one of the strongest risk factors for dementia, but it's really important for people to know that it's not a normal part of aging. One of the biggest misconceptions about dementia is that it's just a normal part of aging, and it's really important for people to understand that that's not actually true. So whilst aging is one of the strongest risk factors, it's not a normal part of cognitive aging, and there is so much that we can do from a preventative standpoint, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today. A lot of different strategies that people can employ to prevent or reduce their risk.
Okay. So specifically, medical knowledge, technology, there is so much improvement in so many areas now. Can dementia be treated?
It depends how we define treatment. And I feel really excited about the advent of different technologies. There's a lot of emerging research, particularly in the space of biomarkers and diagnostics. But as it stands, there is no treatment, no cure, nothing to reverse pathology. You might be surprised to know that 99.6% of drug trials for Alzheimer's have failed.
Wow.
Which is significant. And I say that because, to what we said earlier, there's so many different things that go into dementia. It's not just one thing. And so if we truly want to treat the disease, we have to treat all of the different factors that contribute to dementia risk, which then is why, if you haven't been able to tell already, I'm so passionate about prevention, because lifestyle really helps to address all of those factors. There have been some new treatments that have recently been approved, disease-modifying drug called donanemab. That was approved by the TGA just this year in May. And the clinical trials show that it can give some mild symptom relief, but there was some controversy around those clinical trials as well, just because it followed this accelerated approval pathway by the FDA. So we are seeing some encouraging advancements, but where the literature is at the moment is that lifestyle is still the strongest strategic approach that we have for treating dementia and reducing risk.
I remember when I saw you speak and the question came, can we rely on medications? And the answer was not really and not yet. But the exciting thing is that the prevention is better than a cure. We always say that, but it's very significant. What sort of percentage would you say is preventable for dementia? If medical 99.6% are not effective and fail ultimately, what sort of percentage of the cases of dementia can be preventable in your research?
I'll start with the literature. So a new report, there's a dementia prevention commission that's undertaken every couple of years, and it's published in a really reputable journal called The Lancet. And in the report last year, their findings were that 45% of dementia cases can be prevented with lifestyle modification alone. Wow. And in my opinion, that's quite a conservative number. But even if we go with that conservative number, that's almost 1 in 2 cases that can be prevented through lifestyle. So I find that, I hope that
that's
your audience finds that to be really empowering,
that's
because
amazing.
we really do have the opportunity to command how our brain ages and the trajectory of that.
Wow. That's fantastic. That's very good news.
Yeah.
So I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that we're coming to the end of our time for the first episode. But the great news is that we have more coming. where we're going to talk about different factors that can be involved in trying to limit the impact or ways that we can start on proactively improving our cognitive development. So we're going to finish up this episode.
Are you saying this whole episode has just been like a teaser?
This is laying a platform.
Okay.
It's building a foundation that we are going to then build on with more and more information. And I'm informed already. I'm already loving it. So look out. We're going to be back soon with talking about more on the issue of dementia.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of the Aging Better podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow us, and share it with someone. I'm John Riley. Thank you.